Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
After releasing and arresting a 14-year-old suspect this week, police in suburban Dallas now believe a different young teen shot 4 people inside of a convenience store on Sunday.
The working theory now is that 33-year-old Richard Acosta had a disagreement with some teenagers in that store in Garland, Texas, and sent his 14-year-old son in with a gun to settle it. 4 other teenagers were shot, 3 of them died, and Abel Acosta is on the run.
We need to get him off the street.
Garland Police Lieutenant Pedro Barano.
At age 14, he's willing to do this. We don't know what the future holds, but we know that he's willing to kill.
The elder Acosta is in custody, also charged with capital murder. Jim Ryan, ABC News, Dallas.
U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken is calling on Hong Kong to release 2 journalists arrested Wednesday and now charged with sedition. It follows a police raid on the pro-democracy website they worked for, Stand News. Assets there frozen, forcing the site to shut down. Hong Kong Administrator Carrie Lam says the reporters tried to undermine national security.
Seditious acts and activities and inciting other people through public acts and activities could not be condoned under the guise of news reporting.
The Hong Kong raid comes amid a government crackdown on dissent. Inspectors have found 21 more cracks in an elevated subway line in Mexico City, the site of a deadly collapse. Last May, 26 people were killed. This is ABC News.
Exergen would like you to know about an important study just released by the FDA. It confirms what the medical community has known all along. Non-contact thermometers are not accurate. The study also reports that they fail to meet FDA requirements for accuracy in labeling. We can't afford to tolerate the rampant false temperature readings from non-contact thermometers. Accurate temperature measurements are essential. You need Exergen thermometers because they are accurate and backed by over 100 clinical studies. Be sure, be accurate with Exergen. Learn more at Exergen.com.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
This is ONN.
I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network. Coronavirus cases seem to ebb and flow around the state. Currently, Northeast Ohio is getting hit the hardest. In the fall, it was Northwest Ohio, and before that, the southern part of the state. Toledo-Lucas County Health Commissioner Eric Zgodzinski says he's expecting Northwest Ohio cases to begin increasing again after the first of the year. Nationwide Children's Hospital in Columbus says it's navigating its way through the pandemic. Lindsay Mills with ONN affiliate WBNS TV in Columbus has more.
Dr. Rustin Morse, the chief medical officer, says they did see a big spike in pediatric hospitalizations during that Delta surge. Now the numbers of new hospitalizations have stabilized, and it's not a concern here at the moment. He explained what they are seeing with pediatric patients who are hospitalized from COVID.
The children are almost uniformly unvaccinated. Many of those are eligible to be vaccinated. Some are too young to be vaccinated. Most of them have respiratory type symptoms.
Lindsay Mills outside Nationwide Children's Hospital.
The Athens News is reporting that a group of Ohio University students has filed suit against the school over its requirement that students had to be vaccinated by November 15th or have an approved reason for not doing so. 16 students are reportedly behind that lawsuit. For more state news, go to ONNradio.com. I'm Dave James on the Ohio News Network.
Live and local conversation for the Ohio Valley continues shortly. Here on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
Does your company's website work for you? Is it helping attract new clients and improving your brand awareness? If not, or you don't know, contact the team at Omni Strategic Technologies. With expert web developers, they build amazing web experiences that help their clients perform better. Contact Omni at 304-242-7600 or visit them at www.omniperforms.com.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Hey man, what can I get you?
Yeah, can I have 2 Coors Lights?
You got it.
Hey Mike! I need 2 Coors Lights!
Sure thing.
With a taste as cold as the Rockies, only Coors Light gives you refreshment every time.
Here you go.
Thanks, Mike. Doing a great job. All right, 2 ice-cold Coors Lights.
That's the coldest beer I've ever had.
Hey, they don't call it the world's most refreshing beer for nothing.
Okay, be honest with me. Do you really have the Rocky Mountains in your beer cooler?
You don't believe it? Check it out.
Man, that's pretty amazing.
I know, right? I can't believe it myself sometimes. I mean, this cooler is only 3 feet wide.
Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. With great beer comes great responsibility.
Toyotathon is on, making now the best time to reserve one of the all-new additions to the 22 Toyota lineup, like the first-ever Corolla Cross, with available all-wheel drive and more space and efficiency than ever, or the all-new redesigned Tundra with uncompromising full-size power. Visit your Toyota dealer today or go online to buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. But hurry, Toyotathon ends January 3rd. Toyota, let's go places.
Frio Stack and Associates auctioneers, realtors, certified appraisers specializing in antiques, business liquidations, multi-parcel land auctions. Frio Stack and Associates is a regional business offering the executor, attorney, agent, and other individuals the most comprehensive and technologically advanced auction and appraisal services available. For information on our service, call our office at 304-233-3168 or email frioauc@aol.com. Frio Stack and Associates sells the earth and everything on it.
With all the madness in Washington, Senator Manchin never stops fighting for West Virginia. He's protecting workers and our families. Senator Manchin, thank you for fighting against higher taxes and inflation. Gas and groceries are expensive enough. Call Senator Joe Manchin and thank him for fighting for us and opposing bills that will raise prices for West Virginia families. And ask him to never stop fighting for West Virginia. Paid for by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and supported by the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce.
Stand by. You're back to live and local programming in moments on The Watchdog.
Hello, everyone, from The Watchdog. I'm the storm tracker, Darnell Foster, with a look at your local weather forecast for your Thursday. Mostly cloudy with occasional showers, a daytime high near 57. Rain likely on and off through the overnight, otherwise mostly cloudy skies with a low near 43, mostly cloudy skies with a high near 57 for your New Year's Eve. Have yourself a great day, everyone. From The Watchdog, I'm the storm tracker, Darnell Foster.
The views and opinions expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of this station or its sponsors.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Launch control, this is Houston. We are go for launch.
You're early.
Roger that.
It's Thursday.
Why even call it Thursday? Problem? We have pizza on Thursday.
Places, please. Quiet down.
Here is a complete disc jockey show with all the modern pace of today's exciting radio.
Good morning. Let's get started.
Seriously. Let's go.
It's showtime.
Live from the Robinson Auto Group studios, this is the Valley's longest-running morning show, the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe from WKKX and WVLY.
Well, hard to believe, but we have made it through another year. Oh, it's not quite done, but we're heading into our final edition of the show here before 2021 says sayonara and old Father Time goes out and baby New Year comes in. And Lord, it's hard to believe what a year it has been. 44 degrees at the Wheeling, Ohio County Airport, 42 here at my home studios in the Elm Grove section of Wheeling, 42 at the Robinson Auto Group studios downtown Wheeling. In the heart of the Ohio Valley, some fog floating around pretty much up and down the valley. Be aware of that this morning. And some light showers are possible throughout the next hour or two. Other than that, it'll be a cloudy and calm day today. 52, not a bad day all the way around. We'll have the full forecast for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day coming up a little bit later on with Aaron from the Big 7. 7:12 in the morning on the Watchdog Morning Show. So, Biff, we made it through. Or at least we're almost made it through.
Yes, we did.
Just a couple of hours. Yeah. Will you join me in saying good riddance to 2021?
Yeah, Yeah, I mean, we'll say goodbye to it and get ready for 22.
Of course, when we said goodbye to 2020 a year ago, we thought, yay, 2021, what a great year it's going to be. Here we are, as far as the pandemic, at least, with the highest number of COVID cases we've had since the pandemic began. I was trying to think this morning, what were the positive high points of 2021? Now, on a day-by-day basis for me, I play with Teddy every day, and that's a wonderful thing. And so my life is, as a general comment, good. Nancy and I did get to do a trip this year, which we didn't the year before. So our Rockies mountain adventure was a positive thing this year with our friends at Uniglobe. But I can't think of a lot of, and the show has been, we've had some ups and downs, some good stuff, a lot of interesting things, non-COVID stuff, hopefully, some of the time. But so the show's been, it's a good part too. But I can't think of any exciting high points for me. What were the high points of your year, Biff? Do you have a high point of your year?
We went on vacation in October.
That's right, you did, yeah.
I mean, we did that. I mean, we were still able to go golfing. The ability to attend sporting events and everything, and had our parties. Got to see the niece and nephew and all that. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say all in all, it was I'd say a pretty good year. Now, did it have its rough points at times? Absolutely. Every year is going to have that. You're not going to go a year where, you don't have something that you have to deal with. But I would say, for the most part, there were more good things that happened this year, at least on a personal level, than bad things. So, all in all, if I were to say how was 2021 for me personally, I would say pretty good.
I think that's probably the way I'm thinking about it too. If I look at the big picture, COVID and the insurrection and division in the country and racial unrest, if I think about all of those things, and those are serious issues which we talk about all the time. I mean, a lot of low points, I guess, of this year. But I think maybe what we've got to start beginning to do is say, how is it for me? Every day I get up, at my age, that's first of all a good thing. Every morning I get up, I come in here to do this show. I get to talk to you, Biff. I get to talk to the fine folks who are listening here in the Upper Ohio Valley. I get to spend time every day with my little buddy. We play, we do all sorts of things. He cuddles up with me on a daily basis, and life is good there, right? So we have. You're right, Biffy. We for the first time in a couple of years had big family gatherings for the holidays. We went to church together. So I think maybe we all ought to start thinking about, not the big picture. We got to think about that. But what about for me? What about how is your life going? Your personal life going?
I think if putting the big picture aside, if we focus on the things that we can control. And as long as we have more good things that happen with the stuff that we can control than bad, then that's okay. I mean, a lot of the big picture stuff, in a way, I mean, we can't control it. I mean, we can't control what's going on, but I think if we just focus on the things that we can control, and you have more good opportunity or more good events than bad that happen, then again, I think you can call it a pretty good year.
I think you're right. And again, I think maybe that's the message of the year for us to think about. Just ask yourself, how is my life? There is trouble in the world. Always will be, but there's trouble in the world, and I think maybe it's been a particularly troublesome year. The pandemic, among other things. But for us, not for me, for you, life is good. Life is good. And I think you feel the same way I do, Biff. You got a few things that make you happy. You get to play golf. You see your family. You get the little ones in your family. You come around and talk to Uncle Biff. Same thing for me. I get up and I say, good cup of coffee here. It's the little things in life that make you happy. 7:17 on the Watchdog Morning Show. I cannot get out of the year, however, Biff, without one more outrage. Came across this story yesterday, and I just put my head down and said, please, no, not again. So let me ask you this, Biff. Do you think that our children in elementary school should be singing songs about slaves, should be singing songs about slaves with the collars around their neck and being treated as slaves? Do you think that the children in our school should be taught about from images of the old minstrel days? Are these things we want to be teaching our kids in elementary school?
No. I would.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't.
I would think those are more subjects. Okay, if you want to start, maybe I'd say maybe 8th grade, 7th, 8th grade at the earliest. I mean, certainly high school classes, absolutely. But if you're gonna start teaching kids that stuff, I would think. I mean, you could probably make an argument for either 7th or 8th grade, but I would say as a starting point, 7th grade.
An elementary school in New York State, Council Rock Primary School, a K through 2, so we're talking about kindergarten through 2nd grade, in Rochester, New York, discovered, Biff, that there were secret messages being given inside the songs the children were singing. And they have taken action so that none of this will infect those little minds. They have removed this horrible song of slavery from their repertoire. Do you know what it is?
What is it?
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, somebody somewhere in that school district read an article that said you could interpret the song's lyrics to see slave imagery. Now, I sang the whole song to myself yesterday, and I'm scouring the words. Where in the world is there slave imagery in Jingle Bells? Well, they have suggested the use of collars on slaves with bells could be sounding like the collars on the reindeer that we talk about in the horses that we talk about in the song. You see, those when the jingle bells on the horses in the sleigh, well, it might bring back memories of slaves wearing collars that would jingle.
Somebody in this in this school district has way too much time on their hands to be going that far to stretch something.
Jingle bells. If I could think of the most innocuous holiday song of them all, it'd be Jingle Bells. They're also concerned that why the song is connected to, how do I phrase this here? It is tied to a holiday that not all children celebrate. It's Jingle Bells. It's not old little town of Bethlehem. It's not Hark the Herald Angels Sing. It's Jingle Bells.
Heck, it's not even Joy to the World.
No! I mean, if it didn't happen to be sung at Christmas time, it's just a nice wintry song, right?
I mean,
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Other than the holiday time, I mean, when else do you hear it?
No, but my point is, if it was sung, if it was sung in February, not around Christmas, so it wouldn't be connected to, I mean, there is no, Jingle Bells is only connected to Christmas because it happens to be sung around Christmas time. It is not a Christian song that would, and first of all, most schools anymore are very diverse, and they'll sing Up on the Housetop, click, 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 down through the chimney comes old St. Nick, and they will probably sing a couple of carols, and they'll sing, usually they'll sing a dreidel and some other things, you know, to try and represent all cultures. Most schools have become very sensitive to the issue of Christmas being a multicultural season, all right? But Jingle Bells, for God's sake, you're going to tell me that, so anyways, the school has said you are no longer allowed to sing Jingle Bells in school. You are no longer allowed to have it in your repertoire in our school system because it could remind people of slaves. Also, one of the administrators in the school system read a 2017 article written by someone at Boston University who said that the song probably began as a product of the minstrel stage in Boston. So it may go back to the minstrel era. Although that, and I'm not going to quarrel with this person who I'm going to assume is an academic and knows what she's talking about. That doesn't sound to me like a minstrel song. I mean, I know what minstrel songs are, right? Doesn't sound like a minstrel. But even if it is, you're not going to sing it because it first was sung in a minstrel show?
Well, if that's the case, I mean, if you're going to ban Jingle Bells and not let them sing that, well, why let them sing anything? I mean, go the full route and just say, okay, we're not going to sing anymore. No more singing.
Absolutely. I mean, the most innocuous song conceivable, and they're not going to sing Jingle Bells.
I mean,
the superintendent says, this is not liberalism run amok. This is not cancel culture. Nobody has said you can't sing Jingle Bells to your children. It's just we will not allow it in school. God help us. No, I mean that sincerely. God help us.
Think of how many times you've heard that song, how many different versions of it you have heard. And not one time when I got done hearing that song, or even that, when you had to sing it in school, not one time did I ever think of slavery.
Well, think about it now. Sing the song. Think about the song. Y'all do this. Think about the song Jingle Bells from beginning to end and tell me where, honestly, you could conceivably find slave imagery in there. I mean, it's crazy time. The superintendent said, is singing the song Jingle Bells so important that it outweighs the question about its past or its potential to not be inclusive in a variety of ways? Yeah, I'd say yes. I'd say yes. I would say yes. The singing of the song Jingle Bells as part of the holiday season is so important that it really doesn't make any difference if some academic in Boston says it got its start on the minstrel stage, or if somebody somewhere, God help us, feels that the sound of jingling bells on the horse-drawn sleigh might be representative of of slaves with collars and bells on them. Please.
You know what I like to have seen is when the kids went home and they told their parents, they said, hey, we're not, you ask, well, how was school, whatever, and they said, well, we're not allowed to sing Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
And the parent looks at him and goes, well, why can't you sing Jingle Bells? And the reason that they give, just to see the reaction on the parents' faces. Because they got to be looking at him like, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Like they got two heads or something. Are you kidding me, really?
I didn't go to the school's website. The article I'm reading here says that on the school's website there is a whole list of songs that they're not allowed to sing anymore. I'm almost afraid to go because I'm almost afraid to find out what else they've banned. I mean, if you ban Jingle Bells, what's left?
Well, here you go. The one that you mentioned up on the housetop, when you went click, click, click.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there's got to be something there.
Yeah, could be.
I mean,
yep.
Again, if just ban them all, just tell them no singing. That'll solve it. I mean, it's Jingle Bells. Come on.
It's Jingle Bells, for Lord's sake. It's Jingle Bells. Over the years, we've had these kind of conversations about schools that maybe do go too far in treating the religious aspect of Christmas in the public school. We do have to be careful about not treating Christmas as strictly, there is that separation of church and state. God, nobody's more supportive of that than I am, all right? So there have been times when I think, some school districts go too far, all right? But Jingle Bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey! Oh, Teddy sings that song. I guess I'm going to have to teach him to tell him to stop.
Good luck with that.
How am I going to explain that to him? Granddad, why don't you want me to sing that song? It's kind of hard to explain, little buddy. It's kind of hard to explain. If any of you have thoughts, am I crazy? No, let me rephrase that. Let me rephrase that. On this particular issue, am I crazy? Am I out of touch? Does this make any sense to anybody? Does it make any sense to anybody? The Jingle Bells has some sleeve background. You've heard all their explanations. I've sang the song. I've played the song last night. There's nothing I can find in there that I see anything close to it, simply because slaves used to have collars with bells on them to keep them from escaping, and the horses have jingling bell collars on them and jingle bells. That's the connection. Please. So I couldn't get out of 2021, Biff, without one more outrage.
Well, why not? File that one under stories that lack common sense.
That is the theme of this show so often. Isn't that sad? That's the theme of our show. Whatever happened to common sense? All right, 7:30 in the morning on the Watchdog Morning Show. Where are we going and what are we doing today in our final day together? Well, I have a look at some of the people and subjects that we were Googling this year. What were we looking up online a lot? I've got some answers to that. And what are some of the most read tweets of the year? The folks at Twitter put out a list. I've got some of that for you. As the year winds down, we'll look at the top stories of the year in West Virginia. Ogden reporter Stephen Allen Adams is with us a little bit later on this morning. Here in Wheeling, several businesses make it a practice to give applicants with blemishes on their record, criminal backgrounds, drug issues, and so on, a second chance at a job. Jeff Korzenik is an author who has talked with second chance employers all around the country and has written a book about it. He's here to tell us what he found. Anywhere along the way you want to have your say, even about Jingle Bells, 304-214-1600, 304-214-1600 is the text line, 304-232-8255, 304-232-TALK is our CityNet hotline. Feel free to use it if you would like to. 44 at the airport, 42 at the home studios, 42 at the Robinson Auto Group Studios downtown Wheeling in the heart of the Ohio Valley. What's your weather like for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day? Aaron's coming by next to tell us that. And before we get to him, we'll check some sports with Mr. DeFabio and Ohio Valley headlines right now.
The WTRF Channel 7 News Update is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.
Now it's time.
Oh, okay. Oh, geez, what's wrong with we now? Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. Well, I'm last man standing, and I'm not doing so good. Oh, God. Okay. 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 All right, well, I hope he's okay. Is Lola okay? Oh, she's not here at all. Who's working? Wade? Okay, all right. Three to six. Yeah, I heard Dave like at 5:30. I was just checking in, and I thought, why is he on? Where's the Channel 7 news? But okay, I figured Lola, something gone with Lola. All right, she took the week off. Okay, all right. Okie dokie. Just you and me, pal. That's it. I wasn't sure about me for a couple of days. I think I'm getting a little bit better now. But all right, we'll do Aaron. I've got a couple of. I think we'll do COVID after Aaron. Stephen is at 8:15. Correct. 9:15. Yeah. I'll double check the author. Yeah, I know he is. No, I know he is. They're both calling you. Okie doke.
Driving drunk are tragic. That's why law enforcement is out there looking for impaired drivers to save lives. So if you think you're okay to drive after a few drinks, think again. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Save today on everything for your home now during Menards New Year's sale. Start your next project today with our great selection of Senko collated tools and fasteners. Save time on any project with their line of auto feed collated screw guns and the right collated screw to complete any project. Find these and other great deals going on now through Saturday, January 1st during the Menards New Year's sale.
Save big money.
Metro News Sports, good morning. I'm Kyle Wiggs. Marshall opens Conference USA play tonight on the road at Louisiana Tech. Marshall is 7-6.
Athletic Fields. Online registration is open for development classes and leagues for youth and adults. Highland Sports is also the hottest destination for birthday parties and other events. So come challenge yourself on our play climb and enjoy your favorite virtual reality game in the arcade. No memberships required, so visit highlandsports.com to find your next entertainment experience and get ready to reach new heights.
With all the madness in Washington, Senator Manchin never stops fighting for West Virginia. He's protecting workers and our families. Senator Manchin, thank you for fighting against higher taxes and inflation. Gas and groceries are expensive enough. Call Senator Joe Manchin and thank him for fighting for us. And proposing bills that will raise prices for West Virginia families. And ask him to never stop fighting for West Virginia. Paid for by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and supported by the West Virginia Chamber of Commerce.
Frio Stack and Associates Auctioneers, Realtors, Certified Appraisers specializing in antiques, business liquidations, multi-parcel land auctions. Frio Stack and Associates is a regional business offering the executor, attorney, agent, and other individuals the most comprehensive and technologically advanced auction and appraisal services available. For information on our service, call our office at 304-233-3168 or email frioauc@aol.com. Frio Stack and Associates sells the earth and everything on it.
Metro News Sports, good morning. I'm Kyle Wiggs. Marshall opens Conference USA play tonight on the road at Louisiana Tech. Marshall is 7-6 and has lost 3 straight games. Louisiana Tech's Kenneth Lofton at 6'7", averaging over 18 points and over 10 rebounds per game. Louisiana Tech is 9-3. Marshall's Tavian Kinsey is averaging 19.7 points per game, second in Conference USA. Kinsey and Lofton are the numbers 2 and 3 scorers in the league. Louisiana Tech is 7-0 at home this year, and it's won 22 of its last 23 games at home, although Marshall handed the Bulldogs their only home court loss during that stretch last year. The 11-1 Mountaineer basketball team was scheduled to open Big 12 play with a 2-game trip to Texas and TCU. That trip will be shortened as Monday's scheduled game is the third that's been affected due to COVID concerns within the TCU program. A game at Texas Southern scheduled for last night is canceled. TCU's Big 12 opener against Kansas, scheduled for Saturday, is also postponed. Now the Monday game against West Virginia. The Mountaineers still plan to travel tomorrow to Austin to play the New Year's Day game against number 17 Texas on Saturday. WVU women's basketball team had a game against Maryland Eastern Shore, scheduled for Wednesday night, canceled due to COVID concerns with the Maryland Eastern Shore program. You're listening to Metro News, the voice of West Virginia. College Bowls Wednesday night, number 16 Oklahoma beat 14th ranked Oregon 47-32 in the Alamo Bowl. Kennedy Brooks ran for 142 yards and 3 touchdowns. Caleb Williams threw for 3 more scores. Number 19 Clemson defeated Iowa State 20-13. That was the Cheez-It Bowl, and Maryland blew out Virginia Tech 54-10 in the Pinstripe Bowl. From the Metro News Sports Desk, I'm Kyle Wiggs.
You're never too far from the most local programming in the Ohio Valley. Find us here. AM 1600 and 1370. FM 98.1 and 97.7. We are the Watchdog. The Watchdog.
Watch out. He could climb on his soapbox at any time. The Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe continues.
I've been coughing in your ears. Honest to goodness, Biff, I've been coughing in your ears all day long now. I'm starting to sneeze. Getting rid of one problem, another one's coming. Honest to goodness. That's only one sneeze. There's going to be 2 more coming. One moment, please. You got to be kidding me. Golly. Okay. Is that it?
Any more?
Usually it's 3. No, here it comes. Hold on.
Go ahead.
It's up there. Here's the cover.
Eric, go ahead.
No, wait.
No?
No, it's going to go back up.
Is it messing with you?
It's playing a game with me now. Oh, jeez. All week long I've been coughing. The coughing is getting better. The medicine is working. I'm feeling dramatically better than I did earlier this week. And I can see getting well on the horizon. I'm not well, but I'm better. And now the sneezing starts. Honest to goodness. All right, 18 to the hour here on the watch. Please just get. You know what struck me, Biff? Oh, I shouldn't even say this out loud, because I at least have not been in the hospital. I shouldn't say that out loud, although I was concerned about that for a while. The last 2 years in a row, I've been in the hospital at Christmas time. Went in the same day 2 years ago. I went in the same day last year. for first time for 2 weeks, the other time for 2 days. I kept thinking, please let me get out of December. If I've been ill, but at least I haven't gone to the hospital. Knock wood.
Yeah, or whatever my table's made of here, I'm hitting that.
Probably shouldn't have said that out loud. All right, let's check how the forecast is going to go for our New Year's weekend. We'll check in with Aaron Myler from the Big 7, WTRF-TV. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We've been analyzing 2021. Good year or bad year in your mind?
I mean, it's been pretty good for me, so I can't complain. COVID's annoying, but I mean, I think this is just going to be the new normal, so it is what it is.
I think we've decided, Biff and I decided that if we look at our lives, things are pretty good. You know, life is not too bad. In fact,
Yeah,
life is
overall,
pretty
not
good.
a terrible life.
Yeah, if you pull back and look at the big picture, you look at the year starting with the insurrection at the Capitol and all of the COVID stories all year long and all the problems we've had and division in our country, you can get depressed. But if you look inward, if you just look at yourself, you know, my life's been pretty good this year.
Yeah, I can't complain. It's been good. I was definitely actually talking about this earlier on the show, and we were like, what's your favorite part of the year been so far? Like the best thing. And I was like, oh, it's just been really fun watching my little nephew grow up the whole year long. So I was like, that's been fun for me. So it's been a great year in that aspect.
Children are critical. It's interesting you say that because Biff said somewhat the same thing, right, Biff?
Oh yeah, I mean, you know, watching the little ones grow and age again, and I think they're she's going on about 18. I think he's still 3. So.
and you know, my little 6-year-old grandson with me every day. What could be more enjoyable than just playing with him and watching him grow up? So, children make a big difference, I think, Aaron. You make a really good point.
Yes, exactly. It just makes it like you get to see the world through a new lens.
Well, it just reminds you that things aren't always bad. So I think on the whole, I guess the three of us are all going to say, at least on a personal level, 2021 was okay. Now, I'm just as soon that it's over, you know. Don't get me wrong. Hopefully 2022 will be better, but I just assume it's over. Are we going to enter 2022 with good weather or bad?
Terrible.
Oh, thank you very much.
It's
so
going
glad
to
to hear
rain
that.
for the entire first day of 2022. So, but warm. So, yeah, it's like today's like, I mean, we're pretty much almost, we have a couple hours left of these like real stray showers here and there, just like a scattered shower kind of thing. Most of us not seeing rain, but it is foggy outside right now. It's warm out, temperatures in the like mid-40s for most of us. But we're going to warm up more for the next couple of days. 57 for Friday, 58 for your big day on Saturday. The worst part is the showers that are starting Friday night into Saturday morning and through the whole day Saturday are starting like in the evening and the later hours on Friday. So it's probably going to be just in time for all the New Year celebrations when you have the rain starting on Friday. After that, going to continue all the day on Saturday. We're going to see I think we're not going to see that much, but you could see some possible rain on Sunday morning, which will eventually, we're looking at some light, like just like a flurry or light snow shower starting Sunday night into Monday. So we could start to see some snowflakes shortly. Again, not expecting anything crazy, but you could see just get some back in your forecast because we haven't had those recently. And then temperatures, somebody somewhere posted something about how dramatically the weather's changing, and our digital person was like, did it dramatically change? And I was like, well, it's just getting a lot colder. It's getting back to where it should, because Monday's high is 32 degrees. So it's just going to be so cold compared to what we've had. But it's the beginning of January at that point, so.
Well, yeah, I mean, and this warm weather we've had the last couple of weeks, or at least 7 to 10 days, whatever it's been. This is the unusual thing. This is not the norm. The norm is a much colder December.
Exactly. Yeah, we've just stayed really. I think that's the thing. It's like, everybody's like, it's getting so cold, and I'm like, well, it's going to get cold, yeah, but like, it's supposed to be like that. We're just really, really, really warm right now. So it's kind of stayed warmer, so it seemed nice, but we're just getting closer to normal. It's like, I mean, our normal time, like The normal high is 38 degrees, so think we're actually going to be closer on that 32-degree day than we are for like these next few warm days.
Yeah. Yeah, the next couple of days we're pushing close to 60. Not there, but we're pushing close to it. So.
Yeah, so definitely staying pretty warm, even though it's going to be kind of not so great with the rain.
I should, in a serious vein, nobody wants to see rain on a holiday, rain on New Year's Eve, New Year's Day. It also will make driving a little more difficult at night, you know, and people are going to be a little bit, perhaps, partied out, let's put it that way. So the rain, you know, be particularly careful if you're out and about on New Year's Eve because of the weather, as well as all of the other concerns that people have to have. I wanted to ask Stephanie a question. I saw her tweet yesterday of her parents with a huge, or in-laws, I guess, with a huge bear outside their house. Did you see that?
Yeah, we should talk about it on the show this morning. They live in Connecticut, actually. So that was a picture that her future mother-in-law, sent to her. And yeah, she said, she was talking about this morning, she said the reason they get real big up there is because I guess people, I don't hunt, but I guess people hunt bears in West Virginia, and up there it's illegal to hunt them or something like that. So they just get really big, and I guess she said that just kind of like, I've talked to like her future mother-in-law before, and she was saying you'll just see them roaming around the neighborhood sometimes.
You just see them. I mean, this is a giant size. This is like this is not a bear. This is a bear.
This is what you think of when you think of a bear.
Yes, exactly. So what do you do? I mean, I'm curious. What do you do? You look out your back door, and there's this, I don't know how many tons of bear meat standing there looking at you. What do you do? You just wave?
I think so. I think he's let it go, but from what I've looked into, like I was Googling it on the show this morning, I think it's black bears are the ones you can scare, and then brown bears are the ones you don't, like you need to just like play dead.
Oh, okay.
So from
I hope they don't eat you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You just say a prayer. And as you're saying this, I just opened my Facebook or like Twitter to see that picture again, and somebody down in Mississippi just posted a giant snake in a tree. Wow. How I miss it down there. Let me tell you.
The difference is in Connecticut you wave. In West Virginia, especially in the southern part, you grab your gun
and shoot. Yeah,
that's the difference. That's the difference.
Can't what's it called? Bears like take bullets and still attack you? I feel like they probably can. They seem like that kind of like. I feel like I've seen that in a movie before. Which again, who knows how real a movie is? And I don't hunt, but I feel like a bear could probably like take a few bullets and still get you.
Excuse me. A bear the size of this one I'm looking at from Stephanie's future in-laws. A bear that size, I bet, could take a couple shots before it went down.
Yeah, it's a big like. If you
so yeah, wow.
He or she is a big boy. It's a huge bear.
Yeah. I would, listen, I get a little skittish when I look out the front door and I see a deer. Let alone seeing a bear. Like
exactly. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right, Aaron, good talking to you. This will be our last day together for the year. Let's see. We are back on Monday. Are you here on Monday or not?
I am here on Monday. I have no days off anytime coming up, so you're stuck with me for a while.
Well, we're off for tomorrow, but we'll be back on Monday. So I wish you a safe New Year's Eve and a happy New Year, and we'll talk again in the new year and see what 2022 has to bring weather-wise. Have yourself a great day and a great weekend.
You too. Happy New Year, guys.
All right. Thanks a lot. Aaron Myler, the Big 7, WTRF TV. Yeah, if you're on Twitter, check out Stephanie Grinley's tweets from yesterday. This huge bear from her future mother-in-law sent the picture of this huge bear. I can't imagine. I guess you get used to anything, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the first time you see something like that, you're taken aback by it. But I mean, I guess if after that, it's kind of okay. There's a bear. Hopefully, he just keeps going through and finds his way out of here and doesn't like all of a sudden just lay down and think, oh, okay, I'm going to set up shop here.
Exactly. I just can't imagine looking out the window and seeing this is a huge bear. I say, what do you do? Hello, bear. Yeah. Hope he moves on, I guess. I don't know. They probably, I guess, like I say, you get used to anything, but I have a friend who goes to a cabin out in the mountains down in, I think it's Virginia. And every once in a while say, had some bears came up on the porch today. And we had to go inside for a while. It's like, what? Bears came up on the porch and you had to go inside for a while?
Yeah.
Why are you there? The first time a bear came on my porch would be the last time I'd be on that porch.
Well, I think it's one of those deals. As long as you don't do anything, to startle them or at least give them a sense that you're fearful. I guess they won't bother you, but I'd just be worried that it would all of a sudden just decide, okay, I'm gonna stay here in this backyard or wherever. That would be it, and then you can't get rid of him.
Well, we've seen stories of bears that come in and they like set up shop in the swimming pool in the backyard.
Yeah.
Bring their cubs. Oh, come on over here. We got a pool. Come on, little kiddies. Come on, nice pool. And you look out back, and the kids the bears and their cubs are playing the pool. And again, I would be thinking, well, that's the end of that pool for me. Don't think I'm going back in that pool anymore.
Shut it down.
That's it. Shut it down. Check out. It's an interesting. It's a huge bear. It's just a huge bear. Stephanie Grinley has it on her Twitter account, maybe her Facebook page, but I have the Twitter page up here. All right, 6 before the hour here on the Watchdog Morning Show. Another break, Biff, or not?
Yeah, real quick.
Let's take care of business here for a Thursday morning.
Highland Sports Complex is the coolest destination for sports.
That's fine. I really would prefer to take a break because I not enough time to get into COVID now, so it'll work.
Radical agenda, including overriding state laws and putting our elections in the hands of federal bureaucrats. Now the Washington extremists want to eliminate the legislative filibuster because it stands in the way of their radical policies. The filibuster is a bedrock Senate tool ensuring bipartisan cooperation for over a century. Ending the filibuster would mean more extremism and dysfunction. Thankfully, Senator Joe Manchin pledged to uphold the filibuster, saying, quote, under no circumstance would he vote to weaken or eliminate it. But Manchin is under immense pressure to cave to partisan extremists. If Manchin sides with liberal elites in New York and California by weakening the filibuster with carve-outs for Democrats' priorities, he would violate the trust of voters. Thank Senator Manchin for standing strong. Tell Manchin to keep his word and honor his promise by protecting the legislative filibuster. Paid for by the Election Transparency Initiative.
Always on Talkline on Metro News, we talk with the leaders of the state of West Virginia, like Governor Jim Justice. And on a recent show, the governor said he would consider a pay raise for public employees and school teachers during the next session of the legislature.
We'll absolutely look at it. And from my standpoint, I would be a proponent, because I want to try to help any and everybody I possibly can.
Keep up with what's happening at West Virginia Talkline, weekdays at 10:06 right here on this Metro News radio station. We'll talk to you then.
You want sports talk? We got the goods all night long. Tune into Sports Map Radio, evenings and overnights on FM 98.1, AM 1600. We are the Watchdog.
Great conversation continues now on the Watchdog Morning Show with Howard Monroe.
There are people who will complain about anything, Biff. The story is about a DoorDash corporate employee, not a dasher, not someone who brings the food to your house, but a corporate employee of DoorDash makes $400,000 a year. $400,000 a year. And there is a new policy that DoorDash has, which I think is a great idea. Every employee of the company, even the CEO, has to make at least one DoorDash delivery personally a year. That, you know, that helps everybody understand what is happening on the ground. You can sit in your office and play with algorithms and you know, all sorts of things, but if you don't understand what the life of your employee actually is, it's difficult. I think that all management should do a talk show sometimes, you know, before they complain about how we do our talk shows. But this guy is making $400,000 a year. He is required to do once per year, you know, pick up food at Bob Evans or wherever and deliver it. And he posted on a website, mandatory WeDash starts from next year. You need to dash at least once a month. Will be tracked in performance reviews, capital letters, triple exclamation point. What the actual F? I didn't sign up for this. There was nothing in the offer or letter or job description about this. Once a year, you have to go, take your car, drive to Bob Evans, walk inside, pick up my sausage, gravy, and biscuits, and bring it to my house. You're getting $400,000 a year. And you're going to complain? Just unbelievable. And I would think that Dashers would themselves feel irritated. This poor guy thinks that it's below him. It's beneath him to go and pick up food and deliver it. Ay, ay, ay. The Ohio Valley, the West Virginia year in review coming up in the next hour of the show. Stephen Adams is going to join us. Also, some of the ABC year in review stories coming up next hour as well. It's 8 o'clock, 44 degrees.
The Watchdog is FM 98.1, AM 1600 WKKX Wheeling, FM 97.7, AM 1370 WVLY Moundsville.
The ABC News is brought to you by Thomas Auto Centers, Mall Road, St. Clairsville. Get the best deal at Thomas Auto Centers.